Don't panic, you don't need to adjust your screen. I haven't been taken over by zombies or vampires or has some kind of voodoo put on me. This is just my setting powder over my primer. I'm just letting it all set, okay? I will look normal any moment now. Alright, don't panic. Right, good morning and welcome. My name is Sandra. My channel is called Sussex Sandra. Hi! I know I look really frightening, but please just ignore it. This is just setting powder over my primer. Because the weather is so warm at the moment and humid, I am sweating like crazy. I'm also pre-menopausal, so I just sweat all day long. It's just horrible. So I need to do these extra steps during the summer. Today I am doing a foundation first impression and wear test, and it's a foundation that has been launched in America now probably about a month. I got it shipped over as per usual, so I use my shipping company called Shipito. I get the product shipped to there, I pay the fees, the shipping fees, and then they ship it over to me. The whole process took about 2 weeks, so it's great. I love doing it. The foundation I am trying out today is, got it all here, is from Pur Cosmetics, and it's called Love Your Selfie. I really hope I chose the right shade. I'm looking at the bottle then, it looks like it possibly should be alright. Whatever what the colour is, I think I'll be able to work with this either way. How this foundation has been promoted is that it has 100 shades, 100 shades, and this is just sort of in response to all the problems that a lot of the big foundation companies or cosmetic companies had about a year and a half ago, where they just weren't launching enough shades. You know, like Tarte, they just didn't bother to do any deeper dark skin shades. Beauty Blender just did a whole load of medium beige shades and hardly any fair light and literally no deep shades, and they had something like 52 shades, and I think they had three to four deep shades, and they had about, say, maybe 8 fair shades. The rest were literally all medium beige. So a lot of companies have had a lot of backlash about this, just their lack of shades. Some companies, they responded as well. So obviously Morphe had a launch of shades, and they did I can't remember, they did something like 50, maybe 60 shades as well, but they got into a little bit of trouble because some of their undertones were just completely odd and weird, just really odd, especially when they sort of had bright orange undertones in some shades, green, or describing some of their undertones as green. I mean, I have to admit, I got a shade 440 in the Morphe foundation, and it was actually a perfect colour match for me. Problem was, it didn't perform as well as I would have liked, you know, but as far as colour and undertone went, it was spot on. So the Pure, they came out and they did 100 shades. There was a lot of critique from some of the big influencers saying it was a bit gimmicky, but when they tried the foundation on, they've actually really loved it. I'm just looking at my face in the monitor. I'm actually scaring myself here. Right, so let me go through what they say about this foundation, and then I'll apply it. So this is what the 100 shades looks like. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? They've got a find your shade app within it. It took me quite a few attempts to find my shade, and it actually sort of deterred me from buying it because I was so uncertain of what shade to buy. I looked at a few YouTubers who were sort of similar to my skin tone, and even they sort of they came up with different shades to what I had. I saw some YouTubers who they were lighter skinned to me, and they were using shades that when I looked at this, there's no way it should have matched, but then because they had the PR sent to them, they could choose their right shade, so it was okay for them. Also, there were some YouTubers who were 2 or 3 shades deeper than me, and they used the shade that I've got now. So it's like, I don't know, so I'm really hoping the shade I've got is right. So let me read about what they say about this foundation. It says, ready to love your complexion. It's time to love your skin, your selfie, and the way you look from every angle with 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie. This groundbreaking all-in-one skincare infused longwear foundation and concealer instantly masks and blurs the look of imperfections as it helps enhance your natural beauty, enriched with age-defying keratin complex and antioxidant rich energy complex that's made from a signature blend of green tea, ginseng and vitamin B. This redefining complexion miracle is makeup you can feel good about. Packed with good for your skin nutrients, this medium to full coverage foundation and concealer helps fight against environmental stressors, as well as the skin damaging effects caused by exposure to daily, high energy, visible blue light. So blue light is the stuff they've really started going on about in the last couple of years, which you get from things like devices, your tablets, your laptops, all that sort of thing. And apparently it can damage your skin. I don't know. Choose your perfect match from 100 vegan friendly shades consisting of cool pink, neutral and warm gold undertones that seamlessly blend onto the skin for an airbrush looking glow that's universally flattering. Help conceal blemishes, dark spots and imperfections with a targeted built-in doe foot applicator, or achieve buildable all over coverage with the convenient traditional pump. Go ahead and snap your best selfie. We've got you covered for a finish that's so flawless looking you'll skip the filters. Right, so there's some big claims there. Okay, so in the States it costs $36. That's about £32 our money, which is about, you know, it's about right for a decent high-end foundation. It's not available in the UK as usual, so we'll probably get it like with everything else, we'll probably get it 6 months to a year later. I think it's just a case of like who's willing to stock it. There doesn't seem to be a set Pure Cosmetics supplier or stockist in the UK. I have found some Pure Cosmetics products from Feelunique.com, so that's probably the site I will keep an eye on to see if they're going to be selling this foundation in the future. But at the moment, if you want to get it, you've got to buy it from the States. I will suggest using a shipping company if you're going to do that, to ship it over, because if you buy it direct from the company, you're more likely to get a customs charge when it's delivered, sort of by DHL, DPD, FedEx. But if you use a shipping company, I don't know how it works, but for some reason you just don't get the customs charge as well. So the shipping charge I was given was, I'm trying to remember, it was $15, about $15 and something cents, about 6 cents or something. So in total, this foundation cost me, I did work it out, this foundation cost me £40 in total, which, you know, it's a lot, I know, but I just enjoy trying out foundation, so I don't mind doing it. I won't do it too often. I'll probably do it about 3 or 4 times a year when I'll ship stuff over, so be it foundations or a collection of products. But I don't do it too often because, you know, it does all add up eventually. And I'm not a big YouTuber who gets this stuff free in PR, so here we go. Right, I think my face is set. My forehead is still a little bit powdery up here, but everywhere is fair enough set, so let's go ahead and do it. Oh, I should say, by the way, when I ordered my foundation, they were doing a deal, so in a way I'm glad that I delayed from the initial launch. They were doing a deal that if you spent over a minimum amount, I can't remember what it was, like $30, they gave you a free setting powder. So I got the setting powder as well, and the setting powder itself is worth, let me have a quick look. Okay, so the setting powder by itself, it's called translucent loose setting powder, and it costs $30. So I've got a 3 item worth $30, so I think I've got a pretty good deal there. Right, so let's take this foundation out. I got the shade DP, so it stands for Deep Neutral 1. So how they help you to find your shade, so there's a thing on there and it says you can either take a quiz or you can match by a brand. So you can put in some brands that you know have got a foundation shade that perfectly matches you, some of the big brands, or you can take the quiz. So I did the quiz and I did the brands, and I had 2 shades that came up. So if I just show you now, I'm just going to do the quiz. So it says find your shade, take our quiz. So I'm going to do that. And the quiz basically starts off with, it's a match. Need help finding your perfect shade? Take our shade finding quiz. We'll take out the guesswork, pure and simple. Start now. So first question is select your shade category. So it's got light, medium, tan, dark or deep. So I put down, so that's what it looks like there. So I went for deep, I believe. I think I went for deep. Then it says select your skin's undertone, so I went neutral. Select your skin type. So I went to oily, so the choices are normal, oily, dry, mature, acne prone, sensitive combination. I went oily. And then next, select your ideal coverage. I said medium. Select your ideal formula, cream, liquid, powder, spray or stick. So I chose liquid. Next. And then shades, it gave me several choices in shades. So it gave me DPN 3, DPN 1, DPN 2, DPN 4, and DPN 5, and DPN 6. So going by all the different shades there, the one that looked the most right for me was DPN 1, and that's what I went for. So that's one way of picking out your shade. Right, let's crack on and do this, shall we? So what I'm going to do one side of my face with a sponge, one side of my face with a brush. Let me open up this baby. Yeah, I'm quite hopeful. The shade does look good. So that's the bottle. It's a glass bottle, plastic cap. Oh, wait a minute. How's this work? Right. So you've got a little plastic cap to pull off. So you've got a pump, yeah, and then you've got the doe foot applicator underneath. Okay, so don't forget that bit if you want to do the extra concealer bit afterwards. So I'm just going to use it as a foundation. And there we go. So first of all, I'm going to do one half of my face with the sponge. Just using my old Nancy sponge here. I'm just going to bring you in. Make you even more frightened, and let's do this. So really looking forward to trying this out. I can't remember the coverage it gives. All they say is that it's flawless and you won't need a filter. But actually, let's just get this product out, shall we? There we go. Alright, so you get quite a lot out in one pump. I mean, I've done about 1.5 pumps there. I'm looking at that colour. It looks like it's got a good, nice, neutral undertone for me, which is perfect. Okay. I hope it's not too much I've put out there, but let's go for it. I'll just dot a bit over here as well and see how we get on. Oh, thank you, by the way. I put up my little wash day video, and I've seen some of your comments already saying how you think the little Shirley Temple curls, these spring twist crochet braids, makes me look younger. Thank you. I was more scared that I was trying to look like some little girl who's very childish, but you all seem to like it, so thank you very much for that. You know, when you try something new, you never know if it's gonna be all right or not. That's not bad, is it? Look at that. That colour is spot on. If I bring it down to my chest, it might be a little bit richer than my chest colour, but that's not bad at all. Ooh, I'm really pleased with that. Hey, and it's blended out perfectly, and it seems to be giving me a pretty good medium to full coverage, I would say. Don't forget I've got about a pump on this side, but that coverage looks really nice. Oh, I like this. Oh, okay. Right, let's do the other side of my face. Sure, I bought a clean brush over. Where I put it, I don't know. So I'll just use my NYX brush. It's only had one use so far this week, so it'll be okay. So there's one pump there. And let's do this side with the brush. See this grey hair popping out my chin now? Oh dear. I need to put some new batteries in my little epilator thing. Give my chin a good going over at the weekend. And again, this is blending out really nicely as well with the brush. It's giving me the kind of coverage I like just immediately. I don't need to put any more on actually. So I say in total I've got 2 pumps on my face. I like the coverage with the sponge and with the brush equally. Yeah, loving this coverage. I'd say the finish is a natural skin-like finish. We'll see how it dries down. I've got my fan on in the room, so it will dry down pretty quickly and we will see how it looks. But so far I love the colour. It's literally covered up all my blemishes. It's just the coverage I like, medium to full. Perfect. Really like how this looks. Really like that. So just to remind you, the shade I've got on is DP, so it's Delta Papa DPN1. And yeah, and the shades are wearing of a foundation. So in the Juvia Place one, I've been wearing in the Juvia Place Line Magic one, I wore the shade Togo. What else did I mention? I mentioned the Morphe one, 440, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, 440. What else have I got here? Let me have a quick look what I've got up there. I've got Maybelline Fit Me 362, Hourglass Vanish Seamless Stick. I think it was Golden Almond I've got up there, which has been a good shade for me. Just looking at the foundations I've got sitting up on my display up there. In the CC cream I've got in the Pur Cosmetics Buildable Blur CC cream. I'm wearing the shade Rich Cocoa, so that gives you a bit of an idea of the kind of shades that I wear in foundations. Becca, it used to be Mink, it's now called Espresso, which is near enough. It's not a perfect match for me, but it's near enough a good shade for me. Bobbi Brown, I wear Warm Almond, which is 7.5. MAC, I wear, oh, what do I wear in MAC? In MAC I wear, is it NW47, is that right? NW47 or NC50. Both of those shades I can get away with. Yeah, this is looking alright, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to set it now with the powder. Let me give you the time of application because I'm starting late today, so it's 10:45 in the morning. So let's I worked a very long day yesterday. If you saw my Instagram post, you saw that I went out and did a visit at a restaurant last night, or a takeaway last night. Look at this container. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. And I've got this as a freebie. I'm well pleased with that. How does this work? Yeah, so I worked very late for oh, look at that. Oh, how clever. How clever. And then it's in there. So you can just sit it in there and it nests in there. How pretty is that? Now how do I take it off? How does this work? Okay, it's got a little seal inside it so I can peel that off. Late last night, so it was a very long day yesterday. So I'm entitled to start late today. And my intention is to get into work for sort of midday really. And I'll probably only do about 6 hours today. Okay, so the powder looks like that. You shake out a little bit. It's not a completely white translucent powder, which is nice. So let's try this out to get it all over my clothes. Okay, it's a lovely idea, but I don't think it's that practical. Wait a minute, let me see if I can, if I shake it like that, see if it comes out on the, okay. It's got a slight scent like vanilla. Right, this to me is a bit gimmicky. I think I'd rather just use a sponge and just do this, to be honest, or a brush, because I like to press my translucent powder in. Okay, that's how the powder looks on the inside, so you can see. Okay, alright, that's, I'm not going to complain because, hey, got it free, so that's all good. Okay, it clicks in like that. It's different. Right, let me just get my brush and press this in properly. Okay, I'm liking how this powder looks so far. So as I said, time of application, 10:45. Let me finish my face, take a few photographs, and I'll come back to you later in the day to see how we got on with this. But yeah, loving the colour, love the finish. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, so that's my finished look. Looking alright. It's okay for an everyday at work. So I will see you all probably in about 6 hours time, maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock-ish, and then we'll see how this foundation has done. I haven't set my face yet with this spray. Let me do that quickly now. So I'm just going to use the NYX, what is it, matte finish setting spray. It's okay, it's not as good as the Urban Decay All Nighter, but I finished my other bottle. I have got another one there ready to go, but I thought let me just use up what I've got first before I open up the new Urban Decay one. So yeah, here we go. Looking good so far. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm quite hopeful. All right, I will see you later. Take care. Bye. Hi, good evening and welcome back. Time now is, what time is it now? It's 6:13. So I applied the foundation, was it 10:45? So what's that? That's 5. It's about 7.5 hours, is that right? You know I can't add. I think it's about 7.5 hours I've been wearing the foundation for. And how is it looking? Well, let me tell you about my experiences so far today. So it's been a very warm day. So down here in Brighton it was about 26 degrees. At some points in the day it was actually quite humid. I didn't go out and do any hot kitchen inspections, thankfully, but I was walking about outside, sort of went down the seafront at lunchtime, you know, just had a little bit of a break, and it's just a really nice day, but it was humid at some parts of the day, and there was a little bit of rain as well, only for a little bit. So I did get a little bit of heat and a little bit of sweating going on as well, but that's just me being what do you call it, pre or perimenopausal. I'm at that stage in my life now where I just kind of sweat and drip all over the place. The foundation has felt very comfortable throughout the whole day. At no point, and even now 7.5 hours in, it hasn't felt heavy or hasn't felt greasy on my face, because you know sometimes after a certain point you just want to take the foundation off, and considering this is like a medium to full coverage foundation, it hasn't felt heavy at all, even at this point. When it comes to oil, I didn't really notice oil breakthrough until probably, I think it was about 3 o'clock. I sort of went to the loo, sort of when I was washing my hands, looked in the mirror, and I saw there was a little bit of sort of shine again in my usual areas, my T-zone and my upper cheek area. And I haven't blotted today, and this is where we're at. So 7.5 hours in, yes, it is a bit shiny, but it's not majorly shiny. It's not as bad as I have had in the past. So the best way for me to really see what this is like is to do my blotting sheet test. So what I normally do, I normally review the foundation using blotting sheets, and I use a little thing that I created called TOPS. So the T stands for how much the foundation transfers. The O stands for oil control, so basically how well the foundation controls the oil. The first P stands for performance, so how did it apply, how did it blend, how did it behave during the day. Second P is the price of the foundation, and the S is for the shade range available. Well, we kind of already know that the shade range is going to be pretty excellent because it's 100 shades and nothing could beat that right now. So let's go for the transfer and the oil control, and that's where I use my blotting sheets. So with the blotting sheets, and particularly this type of blotting sheets, I expect from a decent, good foundation to use maybe sort of 2 to 3 sheets, and then if a foundation isn't so great at controlling the oil, it will use more. So I'm just taking out 3 initially, and then we will see. And we'll see what the transfer is like as well. It didn't make any claims about it being transfer proof. It didn't say anything about it being oil proof, and it didn't say anything about it being long lasting and long wearing either. They said a lot. There was a lot of words in their claims, but it didn't really say anything about the main things that I care about. So let's see what we've got going on here. Right, sheet 1. Ooh, look at all that oil. Ooh, yes, that's plenty oil right there. Okay, so we've got oil and we've got foundation, so that's number 1. Number 2. Okay. Number 3. Okay, so now we're going on to the foundations that aren't so great at oil control. Right, so we're on number 4 now. Okay, I think that's enough, isn't it? So yeah, we went on to 4 sheets there. So we've got 1, 2, sorry, it's a bit gross. I should have given you a little warning first. 3 and 4. So 4 sheets of oil and foundation. And how does it look now that I've taken it all off? We can have a quick look to see what we've got going on here. So transfer, you can clearly see that the foundation does transfer, and again, particularly once the oil starts to come through, you're going to get oil transfer. Saying that though, I didn't notice any foundation stains on any of my paperwork, but I did notice it on my keyboard. So yes, because I'm always touching my face, so, and I've got a white keyboard, so yes, I did notice some foundation on my keyboard, so it does transfer. So I think for transfer, it's the same as all the other foundations, so I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10, because no, it's just the same as all the others really. It's not an average, it's just the same as all the others really. For oil control, well, to be honest, it wasn't that bad, even though they don't make any claims about it being an oil controlling foundation. It really wasn't that bad, and as I said, I didn't really notice or feel any oil as such until, as I said, it was about 2 o'clock, so it was a good 4 hours in, I would say. No, it was later than that, it was about 3 o'clock. So it was about a good 4 and a bit hours in before I really started noticing oil on my face, and again in those particular areas. So for me, for any foundation that can last 4 hours of me, that is good. It's not exceptional, but it is good, because I have got oily skin. I'm always going to produce oil. It doesn't matter what I do, I'm always going to produce oil. So I think for what it did today and how it performed in this weather, because it is so hot today, I think it's done pretty well. So I'm going to give it, oh, what can I give it? I'm going to give it a 6.5. No, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, because it's not bad at all. Performance, well, it applied beautifully. It applied no problems at all. It felt very light. It worked well with all my other products. I didn't put any concealer or under eye highlighter or anything like that on today, but it worked well with my bronzer, my highlighter. It blended out perfectly. It hasn't oxidized. It's literally stayed the same shade all day, which is unusual, because usually when my oils start to come through in the foundation, the foundation will start to react and it will get darker on my skin. It's literally stayed the same color all day, so that's pretty good as well. Yeah, it's been fairly long lasting, because it hasn't really faded that much. I mean, looking at my face, I still say I've got a decent medium coverage all over my face. I'm just looking to see where it might have faded. You can still see a bit of the contour, still see a bit of the highlight and blush going on. I think it's done pretty well actually. So I think for performance, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's done well, it's done all right. Price, it is expensive, and again for me, because I had to ship it over from the US because it's not available in the UK as yet. All in all, the whole thing has cost me about £40. I think I worked it out to about £42. It's cost me all in all for the whole thing. So it is a good foundation, but it's a bit on the pricey side. Even if you're paying the $36, which is about £32 our money, it is still up there on price, you know, it's a bit expensive. So I think for price, it's a bit steep, but it's a nice foundation. I do like it. So I think, I'm trying to think, so for price, it is expensive. It's not affordable. It's a considered choice. I would say, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, because it is a bit on the high side, even though it is a really good, nice performing foundation. And the last one is shade selection, shade range available. Well, they've got 100 shades, and there's a whole load of shades after my shade, and there's a whole load of shades in the light, whole load of shades in the medium, a whole load of shades in the tan and the dark and the fair. Everyone is covered. It really just depends on your undertone, and I found my undertone just by going by their description and using their shade finder. So that worked out well for me, because I wasn't certain, but it did work out well for me. So I can't really argue about the shade. So I've got to say it's a 10 out of 10 for that. all in all, I actually like this foundation. It's actually a nice performing, it feels comfortable, it feels light, it looks good. I've got oily skin and it's worked well for me, and I can imagine it's going to work well for anyone who has got dry skin, who has got combination skin, and who's got sensitive skin. It says all of those things in the claims and the benefits about it, and it has got some skin benefiting properties as well. So overall, I think this is actually a pretty decent foundation. It's one that I will definitely approve. And you know, if when it does come over here and there's nothing else that's come out, no, I would repurchase it. Chances of me repurchasing anything is very unlikely because I have so many products here. I can't see me running out of anything. If ever there's a day when I stop buying foundations and I had to choose between a product to buy, I would consider that one quite highly. And it's kind of pushed some of the other ones I've got, which I did regard quite highly last year. It's kind of pushed those ones a little bit down a bit further. Would I say this foundation is better than the Juvia's foundation, which I reviewed recently, the Juvia's I Am Magic? I'd say between the two, I would say it's about the same. Would I say it's about the same? I would say it's about the same. I'd say this feels lighter. It's not as heavy as the Juvia's, and I'd say this one would suit people with drier and normal skins better than those who have got oilier skins. I think the Juvia's one is better for people who have got oilier skins. So I'd say this foundation is better as an all-rounder foundation. And also because of the way how Juvia's Place CEO has behaved recently, I'm also not going to support any more from Juvia's Place either. So for now, I'm gonna just say I think the Pur Cosmetics, they've kind of stepped up here, so I'm pretty impressed, because Pur Cosmetics is not a range I would associate with providing products for people with deeper skin tones. So this foundation, they've like gone from doing sort of like below average to, you know, hitting it at the ballpark. They've done really, really well. So I say, yeah, well done, Pur Cosmetics. This is a nice foundation, which I think everybody would be pretty happy with, to be honest. Just can't wait for it to come over here, and then we can all buy it and see for ourselves. Okay, I think that's it. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a like down below, and if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? I'm giving you all of this. Yeah, okay, it's not all of that. It's not that much to give, is it? But come on, you know, all you got to do, if you want to subscribe and support my channel, all you need to do is press that subscribe button down below, and whilst you're at it, just press that little notification bell, and then that will notify you when I do my next upload. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have a good evening. Bye. We'll see you soon. Alright, bye.